I went to Pereira, Colombia the day after the earthquakes to help out, and this is how it went. It was absolutely devastating seeing the destruction and the families that were all displaced. What is up, guys? So if you have not heard by now, pretty sure by the time I release this video you will have heard. Today is Monday and there was a huge earthquake here in Colombia. Now we got more of the aftershock here in Medellín, and the place that got the brunt of it was towards the Coffee Region and Choco. But there was a 7.4 magnitude earthquake here that hit around 7:30 this morning. So what I have decided to do, everybody, is posting videos and everything about, taking donations and helping. And of course, all that is great. But I figured what I would do myself is, just physically go there, take some supplies and see how I can help in what way. Now, this is a very spontaneous action of mine. I don't have like a specific location of where it was hit hard or anything like that. This is literally just me wanting to help and trying to do whatever I can and do my small part. Excuse me. As I heard that animals are missing, people are still buried under rubble. Obviously with Venezuela, I did donate some money there, but it's a whole nother country. Here in Colombia, I actually can do something about it. I mean, granted, it is about 4 or 5 hour drive, but I plan on leaving tomorrow very early in the morning. So what I'm doing right now is actually packing some clothes, and my plan is to drive down very early, like at maybe 4 a.m. or something like that, because it's about a 4 or 5 hour drive, so I'll get there in the morning. I am going to try to stay there for a couple days to, see exactly how I can help out and maybe where. Like I said, I don't really know where it's been hit hard, where they may need help. I don't know anybody in Pereira or Manizales or any of those places in the Coffee Region. I was planning on going down there, but I'm going to try to do my best and see what it is I can do to help. Hopefully it's something. Hopefully this isn't just a wild mission run and I don't see any damage or anything like that. So what I'm going to do now is pack. I'm going to rest a bit because I actually was out all day doing things, and then what I'm going to do is a little bit later tonight, after the traffic calms down, go to Éxito, and I'm going to buy a bunch of like water and stuff like that to actually take down there with me. So that is the plan. So like I said, I've never done anything like this, but it is what I'm going to try to do my part and help. Alright, so I think I got everything that I need so far. So here is the list of things. We have Pampers here at the bottom, which are crazy. Those are like $50 a box. Then we have we got some soap. I got like 2 things of soap here. I got 3 things of water, a couple of things of Gatorade, fruit snacks. I have rice here, and then I have tuna. I have some others underneath. Probably a good idea that this isn't smashing these. Tuna. I got alcohol as well. Not like drinking alcohol, but just regular like cleaning alcohol. And that is about it. I think that should be enough. Yeah, so I think that should be enough. Once again, I appreciated everybody who donated for the live stream, and couldn't think of anything else to actually get that isn't like, you know, fresh food that would go bad. So now it's time to see what the damage is.
¿Cómo vas?
Bien, bien.
¿Vamos a hacer ruptura personal o empresa, caballero?
Personal. So right now I'm heading back to the car, getting ready to load everything up. Gonna go back to the house. I think I had a couple people reach out to me, so I may have one person going with me tomorrow. Alright guys, so I am about 19 kilometers from Pereira. Should be there soon. Didn't sleep much last night because another influencer hit me up about picking up some food to take down to Pereira. So I ended up getting home pretty late and sleeping late. So right now I'm on about 3 hours of sleep, maybe 3.5. And as soon as we get there, pretty much going to get to work. So we'll update you later. Alright, so we are walking through the streets of Pereira right now, essentially just trying to figure out where we are, who's been affected, where's been affected. There are a lot of people out on the street. We're in El Centro at the moment of Pereira. And this is pretty much the scene here. A lot of people are out essentially cleaning up the wreckage from yesterday's earthquake. And you can see here on some of the buildings where some of the structure has fell off, some have completely collapsed. We were told to be very careful with where we park because some buildings still may be unstable and potentially going to fall. So there are cell phone service is extremely bad right now, and as well none of the traffic signals are really working. Go back up this way. So here on the floor, you have someone's photographs just sitting here getting stepped on as people are trying to pass. Extremely sad. All right, so what's your first initial reaction, or your first initial reaction of Pereira?
Okay, I'm very surprised with all the destruction they have here. People, families, entire families sleeping in a park. Some of them don't even have like a little sheet to do like improvised thing. But we're trying to help and to see how much we can help with what we have. Over
This
here,
way?
and then,
Okay. So yeah, a lot of damage has been done to to a lot of the structures. This is the first initial observation that a lot more families are in the streets than what I expected to see. I thought there would be, some type of shelters or something like this. A lot of streets still have debris in them, as well as are just completely blocked off in this general El Centro area, which is essentially like downtown. So you have a lot of people walking around here. I don't know if it's just people just spectating and coming to see, or do they have some business here. There's also a lot of business owners as well that are cleaning up their debris in front of their businesses or houses. A lot of these buildings, I would say, were probably unsafe to actually go back in, just because of the potential risk of them falling, and just the quality of how structurally sound they may be, as you have others here.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, this whole store completely collapsed. If you look in here.
Por el momento, pues, mientras seguimos dando la ronda, porque hay como que más albergues, no más. Listo. Ah, bueno.
Con gusto.
Allá usted dice Maribel Verano y ella contesta.
Listo, perfecto.
Está con el nietecito mío grande también. O sea que son dos, ¿no?
Listo, perfecto, ya lo anoto.
Vinieron solamente a eso, a rescatar.
Maribel, ¿cómo?
Maribel Verano Ramos. Van a regalar
¿Uno qué?
No, mira, no. Le alborotamos eso. Déjalo, así que el solito apaga. Unos platicos que me regaló.
Buenas tardes. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Nosotros venimos de Medellín, ¿cierto? A entregar unas cositas. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Nosotros venimos de Medellín a entregar unas cositas. Entonces,
¿Dónde lo van a acomodar?
tenemos frijoles y arroz.
Sí, lo acomodan ahí. Muchas
Hay que ayudarles a bajar.
No, tranquila, somos dos
Yo
hombres.
creo que somos varias duras.
All right, so there's a park that are feeding people who basically are victims of the earthquake. They have a sort of like makeshift kitchen set up here. So we finally figured out where we can basically drop off beans and rice to, because most of the people without homes aren't really going to have a place to actually cook any of this stuff. So the best thing we can do is just give it to them so they can cook it and then serve it.
¿Qué tal la situación?
So this here is a shelter that was set up for some of the people that were displaced. Literally, it's just mattresses. There's nothing really to keep them warm at night. All right, guys, so this is like our fourth stop of dropping off supplies and stuff that I bought for donating. It's actually really sad to see a lot of people out in these parks and stuff like that, but I know what we're doing is good, and like I said before, I wanted to show that not everybody living abroad is just, you know, coming to try to exploit and take away from Colombia, and actually are trying to give back to it. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to document as much as I would like to have, but you know, I'm still trying to do what I can and show you know, some of the effects of the earthquake here in Pereira. All right, so we are on our way now to PriceSmart to essentially buy more supplies. There were some donations that came in last night, so we're going to essentially buy more stuff and then go hand that out today. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who donated, whether you were from, you know, social media, or you were from, you know, one of the subscribers from YouTube. I really want to give a huge thank you out to everybody. And like I said, I'm going to try to cover as much as I can today, but obviously the goal is more so handing out stuff and like giving out the food and stuff versus just, you know, trying to record everything, because we're not really doing this for recognition. But you know, I do want to document what is going on here in Pereira, and you know, try to do my best to cover it.
Because they have like several points where people is like there, so they have made a list of things that they need. So there is one where people need like this.
Okay. All right, so update, one of the influencers that I know, he had a connection here. They have pretty much like a network of people that are all going to be coming to pick up stuff from them, so they know exactly where everything should go. So versus us trying to go from point to point to try to drop off stuff, we basically can just give everything to them, and then they can distribute it to everybody. Where she is now, she said that there is a building here, probably can't really see it, on the corner there, that collapsed, where they found a couple of people dead. And yeah, now we are just gonna give everything to them and let them distribute it, make it easy. This way we have less driving around to do. All right guys, so just to give you an update, we have given out supplies once today. We went shopping. There is an immense amount of traffic, so it's just been almost impossible to get around and do anything today. So we tried to go to another store to do a second run because more donations came in, but since I am an idiot and I forgot my wallet at home, I have one card that is on my phone that we're using, and it works at some stores and it doesn't work at others, so we're kind of limited on where we can go shopping. So I think for today we're gonna call it a day and rest up, and then plan to go out again in the morning to actually try to do some shopping and give out some supplies. Tomorrow is going to be our last day here, which we plan on going back to Medellín. So we're going to try to tomorrow help as many people as we can before we go, and then that will be pretty much it for our run here in Pereira. What's good? So today I wanted to give you an update. We are now in Manizales. I am with George. He is a local Colombian here, and he's been helping me out a lot with the efforts here to essentially help people here in Colombia, in Pereira, specifically where we were. We are now in a city called Manizales, which is about more or less an hour away from Pereira, but still in the coffee region. So this is going to be our last day here of trying to help out. So this morning we're going to be heading to another grocery store. We have about another $500 or $600 in donations, so we're gonna buy as much as we can and then try to distribute that today, and then head back to Medellín. So I wanted to give my kind of final thoughts here. It's been very moving, very emotional, seeing all the people that have been affected by this whole situation, the amount of kids that are out on the streets. And I know, as Americans, a lot of times if this stuff doesn't happen to us, or just as people in general, if things don't happen to us, we tend to feel like it doesn't really matter as much. Like, oh yeah, that's sad, but it didn't happen to me. But I can tell you firsthand that being here, it is extremely, extremely saddening to see all these people like that. But then again, there is some faith in humanity, seeing all these people show up from different countries that are here. This is my first ever major disaster being a part of, trying to help. And like I said, if you've been pretty much following this journey, I haven't been able to document it as much as I would like to, but I've been pretty much here since day 2. I got down to the coffee region pretty much right after this happened. So I've been here pretty much from the beginning. Now you have a lot of major organizations that have come in from other countries and stuff like that. So once again, we are in Manizales now. Reason being is because the mayor of Pereira has decided to put movement restrictions on cars, and obviously that does no good for us. Also, I didn't want to be stranded in Pereira until next Monday, being that they're not going to allow cars to drive from last night midnight till this upcoming Monday. So it didn't make any sense to stay there anymore. So this is why we're in Manizales now. So actually my first time in Manizales, heard a lot about it. Like I said, I've always wanted to come here. Unfortunately, I'm coming here on not the greatest circumstances, but nevertheless, I still get to check it out while I'm here in Manzales. I want to show you guys this view real quick. So last night we booked Airbnb because we left Pereira. We were staying with a friend of George, who is helping me here, and we didn't know anybody or have any contacts here, so we just ended up booking an Airbnb. We tried to do a stay at a hotel, but the hotel, their card reader wasn't working, and silly me, I forgot my wallet at home in a rush of trying to get out the house and make sure I had everything, and forgot the most important thing that I need. But I had one card on my phone, so I've been able to use that. Unfortunately, in some stores it works, some it doesn't, but like I said, we're trying to make it work. But I wanted to show you guys this view really quick of Manizales from where we're staying. Absolutely beautiful. So this is the view that we have from our Airbnb. So this morning, the plan is to get to some grocery stores, try to do some shopping, and then pretty much head out of here. So that's where we are at.
Okay.
Alright, so we got one cart here. Another cart here. So the biggest challenge of this whole thing has been, since I forgot my wallet, is only being able to use essentially like Android Pay or Apple Pay, and I only have one card on my phone. So some stores accept it, some don't. So there's been times where we've had baskets full of food and went to check out and the card didn't go through. So that has been the major challenge of this whole thing. For the most part, most places have accepted it, but a couple have not.